I love the design of these posters, which is very typical of a bygone era, I think. We are Carol and Ken, and we like touring in our little red camper, a tiny Nissan MV200 built by Sussex Camper Vans. We mostly wild camp and like to show the scenery, van life, food and a bit of history. People tell us that we're relaxing to watch, so give us a try and see if you agree. If you do, then give us a like and hit that subscribe button for more adventures from the Little Red Camper. If you're interested in anything we use in the van, then just click the affiliate link in the description. Welcome back to the channel. In the last episode, we took you on a walk through the spooky Russian castle in Castletown. The weather was being particularly grim, so we parked up that night and we treated ourselves to some fish and chips to cheer ourselves up. The following morning, we took a look around Russian Abbey and we left you on our way to ride the tram to Snaefell Mountain.
These cars parked here.
We haven't got a lot of time, so Carol's just dashed into the ticket office to see if we can get some tickets. I might as well though try and have a look around these trams in the shed if you're allowed to. There's certainly a lot of variety in their designs.
Good morning.
Hi there.
Hello.
Hi. Do you have space on the? Is it 11:40?
It's not a good ticket. You get
Oh,
your
you just
ticket
set
and
it.
it's
You just go. Oh, right. Okay. So we want to go up to the summit.
A bit difficult to appreciate them the way they're in here. Can't really see them.
There you go. That's 2 returns there to Snaefell. Okay.
Okay.
So the tram it's 22, but it'll be down about sort of 1:30ish, and you see it just drops down.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Super. Thank you very much.
I love the design of these posters, which is very typical of a bygone era, I think. Here comes our tram, number 22. The queuing system is a bit of a free-for-all at this station, and your ticket doesn't guarantee you a seat or that you'll be able to travel. Now, don't be alarmed when the tram suddenly moves off without you. All they're doing is moving the engine in front of the carriage for the return journey. There's quite a few people waiting for this tram, and we've no idea if we're going to actually be able to get on it. Before they let you on, you have to wait until they move the electricity conductor from the front to the back.
What's your maximum on the pubs?
We've got a choice to make now, inside or outside, which is best for the photographer. Go on. Yeah.
I moved your key. Yeah, it's on the back of the plate.
The outside, of course, but actually I made a pretty poor choice here.
No. Yeah. There's a bit more room yet.
We're squashed in tighter than a tin of sardines.
You're going to
Snaefell. No,
No, we're
Snaefell.
going up to Snaefell. Yeah.
Well, we hope we are. There's no guarantees, of course.
Lovely,
Thank you.
Outside seems pretty popular, but quite a few people went inside as well.
Sorry.
Derby Castle Lexi.
And we are off. It's a dodgy business sticking your camera out as you pass really close to the electricity pylons. We passed the Port Jack Chippy and began the climb up the hill out of Douglas.
Yeah.
Every now and then we stopped to let on more passengers. The Manx Electric Railway connects Douglas, Laxey and Ramsey. Construction started in 1893 with the building of a depot at Derby Castle in Douglas. In places, the tracks run right next to the road with nothing to separate them. The final extension of the track to the centre of Ramsey was opened in July 1899. The line crosses many open and gated level crossings, and sometimes there are collisions with vehicles. Apparently these are becoming more commonplace, but are usually minor. Passengers can of course get on at the stations, but as you go further north, there are some sections where you can just hail the train and apparently it will stop for you.
Yeah.
There are quite a few houses that back directly onto the tracks, but I imagine you soon get used to the noise of the passing trams. Every now and then you meet a service coming in the opposite direction. The wheel in front of me is the brake, but I have no intention of interfering with it. This crossing looks to be controlled by lights. The journey from Douglas to Laxey has some rather beautiful views.
Good
Morning, fairies! Now, I've no idea if you have to say it there or not, but the last time we forgot, we got a flat tyre. After the Second World War, the railway hit financial difficulties, and so in 1957 it was nationalised by the Manx government at a cost of £50,000. We're arriving in Laxey now, and we switched trams here to go up to the mountain summit. Plenty of other people have got the same idea, and looking at the length of the queue, I don't think we're going to make the next coach.
Doesn't matter.
Sadly, I've managed to choose a window that keeps making a loud cracking sound. I think I'll mute it, otherwise it's going to drive me mad. On the way up the mountain, you're really better off sitting on the right hand side of the train, as you'll get a much nicer view. After you get about halfway though, the view switches to the other side. The backs of the seats can be moved so that you face the other way on the way down. As you cross the mountain road, you pull into the bungalow station, and sometimes people get off here, and it's a good opportunity to switch sides of the train. Down there is Sulby Reservoir. The trams run on a narrow gauge track, just 3 feet wide. Just as we began to near the top, my heart sank a little bit as I noticed that we were moving into the clouds.
You get the shape back right. Push for time.
There was nothing to be seen, so we headed into the cafe to console ourselves with some lovely food. So this is a mushroom and red wine pie with a little bit of salad, a nice fruit scone, and what have you got, chutney?
Tuna salad sandwich.
Yeah.
Cheese and onion potatoes.
Potatoes. Beautiful. Lovely.
Enjoy.
Lucky for us, by the time we went back outside, the sun was out and things were beginning to clear up. That's the Victory Cafe down there, and just beyond it, the Joey Dunlop Memorial. All the time the weather is fine, it's lovely, but I wouldn't fancy trying to get onto a train when it's driving rain. Another tram is on its way up, and that's the one that just passed it, on the way back down. Everyone wants to take a selfie by the trig point, and we're no different. This is a better shot of Sulby Reservoir. The tram we saw in the distance has finally made it to the top. All the time, the clouds are threatening to obscure the view. Well, I think it's time for us to be going back down again. Notice how the mountain cars have different electrical contacts. They're wider, and this helps to keep them in contact with the power in high winds. The seats have been reversed and we're on the way back down. On the way back down, we sat on the opposite side so that we could get the view we missed on the way up. Eventually you draw level with the Great Laxey Wheel, which we saw earlier in the trip. We're back on the road and we've left behind the rickety trams, but it was a really good visit up to the top of Snaefell. Everyone enjoying the sun?
First time we've seen anyone sitting outside.
First time it's been warm now.
Lovely. Beautiful afternoon. Wow.
It's glorious in this light, isn't it?
Just so beautiful. All the green fields. Stunning.
When you get the weather, that mountain road is absolutely spectacular.
That's the way into the reservoir.
It's a steep hill, baby, isn't it?
This road snakes down the hill through Sulby Glen and onto the west side of the island.
That's a hairpin.
It's a hairpin chunky mix.
On the right, just down here, is a Hoff house. I've always wanted one of those.
It's a house that's one of those Hoff houses.
So is it?
Yeah,
Here's your chapel.
yeah.
It's a lovely bit of road this through Sulby Glen, but you have to be careful because it's a little bit narrow at times and you can get caught out. This is the village of Sulby and we're turning left here along the A3. We're on our way to Ballaugh Beach, where we hope to spend the night.
What's this place going to be like?
People here.
Yeah.
Most places on the west coast do get a little busy, people coming to see the sunset.
Room for us.
As if you don't mind a puddle. We're currently parked in a puddle because there was no space left down here at the beach.
Ballaugh Beach.
Ballaugh
Beach.
Beach. Still a little bit busy, but we're hoping that as time goes by, it will get quiet.
Tonight I am cooking meatballs in a sauce with pasta and onions and mushrooms.
Crack on.
So first of all, I've just cooked some pasta in a little bit of water until it's just about al dente, and I'm going to drain that and put it to one side. Next, we fry off some onions. I'm just going to use salt, pepper and some of these mixed herbs. I've added some baby mushrooms to the onions. Add in some more olive oil. So I've put the onions and mushrooms that are now cooked in this bowl. Fry off some meatballs. So when the meatballs are cooked, I've added back in the onions and mushrooms, and I've added a jar of its dolmio, tomato and basil sauce for meatballs.
That looks tough.
Oh, don't worry. It will come together in the sauce.
Yeah. Meatballs. They look tasty.
Hungry?
Yeah.
Haven't tasted it yet.
I'm sure it's lovely. Yummy. Complete change in the weather. Absolutely beautiful now. It's all very tasty, chutney. Yummy.
We sat and watched our moat drying out, preparing for the sunset. This little fella decided to come and watch it too. If you enjoyed our video, then please give us a like and hit that subscribe button for more adventures from the Little Red Camper.